wondered how a comic book is created? Well, recently we got the chance to visit comic book artist Jason Dube, who publishes his own comic book entitled Scattered. Here's a few tips from him on how to publish your own comic book. Watch this.
Hello, my name is Jason Dube, creator of Scattered Comic Books, and I'll be your guide into the world of making comic books. I'll show you step by step the process of how to do it, as well as tell you all about the ones that I do. So let's get to it and enjoy the ride. Hi, this is Jason Dube 101 comic book class. I'm going to take you through each step and you'll see how I produce a comic book. Everyone knows you got to have a pencil, but what people don't know is most comic book artists use a blue pencil. Blue pencil will not show up on a copy machine. I use all the wrong tools. I will admit this. I get hassled all the time by the professionals. Jason, you don't use the pen and ink brush. They use brushes, they use quill pens. Ugh. I have lots of sizes of Marks-A-Lot pens, and none of these are the ones that the professional use, but I use and I get away with, and they all say, wow, you have beautiful, beautiful brushwork and stuff like that. And I tell them I'm using Marks-A-Lots, and they're like, oh, and then they get all disappointed. But you know what, it's up to the artist, I think, and tradition's starting to be thrown out of the window. As long as you have good art, they don't care how you got there. This is part 2 of the comic book way. Let's go check it out. Ideas will come and jump up into me all through the day, and I'll write the ideas down and then later define them as I go. And it kind of helps I have a bunch of main characters. From there I'll do little thumbnails, like little drawings of what the page will kind of lay out like. And then I'll go with a big board, pencil it out, ink it, and then send those boards off to the printer to have them printed up into a comic book. We got the comic books back from the printer. Oh, how beautiful. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about the different books that I'm pumping out here. I think you're pretty much familiar with Scattered by now, about the 4 main characters here on the back. And they're the ones that are exploring the spirit world. And I published probably the most of them. I've published 30 comic books of the first series, which is now collected in a trade-back volume. And I'm already started on the next series, which is, I got like 4 issues done, but nothing printed up yet. This is my second book here, Caffeine Poisoned, which is yet to be published. We've already got the first 3 issues pretty much done. This one I'm collaborating. You'll notice the art's a lot different from mine. But I'm writing it and publishing it, and I have a girl by the name of Braden who's drawing it. She lives over in San Diego. And this is cute. Her artwork's real cute too. Real lovable characters. You can see that one. And I told you about the boy in the coffee shop who's right now chasing one of his dream dragons. And his friend looks kind of bored because he's dealing with this all the time. But so that's the second comic book called Caffeine Poisoned. And this is the third and final book that I'm working on right now. Yeah, 3 books at a time is kind of rough, but it all works out. Because this one I'm doing with another person. It's going to be a comic book, and half the comic book will be Cat the Sparkly Vampire. I was telling you about the cross between Hello Kitty and Twin Peaks. The cute characters, everyone's a kid. This is it right here. And so my first half of the comic book, which is 16 pages, will be released, and the second half is done by a guy named Eric Mingle, and it's a comic book called The View, and he's the second half of the comic book. So 3 comic books coming out, not bad. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna miss you guys. I just felt like we bonded somehow, and that the comic books and the television, it somehow entertainingly merged together to bring us into this unity of Filipino nationality. And, well, I loved it. That's all. I just loved it. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity of basically babbling